Yeah, I can sell things, I can do sales, marketing and stuff. I can fly a plane, but I don't know anything about the company. And I think the biggest lesson is that you just need to start. You just need to start. You do not need to know how right away, but you just need to start. And so, because of that learning, I said, okay, you know what? Let's do it.
Chezka Gonzales is a dynamic entrepreneur, a trailblazer, and an inspiration to so many women that want to pursue a career in the Web3 blockchain space. Today, she finds herself being involved in more than putting events together, but also finding herself in the art world where auto and art come together. Chezka, welcome to the Now.
Thank you. Thank you, Erwin, for having me. I'm so excited.
So am I. So let's get to it. What was your biggest inspirations to bring you into the space of entrepreneurship and wanting many interests? Because you're a registered nurse. You flew an A320. You were Air Force reservist. What was the catalyst for you having these multiple interests and then pursuing them?
I think the inspiration specifically came from my kids, because I already have kids. And having lost a job during the pandemic, that was like the starting point of everything. But back when I was a kid, I already want and trying selling stuff, you know. So I'm trying to sell stuff, and I think since I was a kid, I already have this entrepreneurial spirit, but it was ignited during the pandemic, wherein I didn't have a choice but to venture into other industries. So back when I was flying, I already ventured into small businesses, but then the full-blown one is really during the pandemic when I lost my job. That was really the starting point
And
of
this
everything.
job was it with the airlines? Or?
I was with the airline for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
10 years. So I imagined myself just being in the airline for flying for forever. But then, you know, things change, and God really wants me to venture in another industry. And so here am I.
You and I first connected from the NFT space.
Yes.
When you were creating your own space with Filipino Pie Chezka. What was the catalyst of you wanting to get into that space, being that obviously you were a pilot and then this was your world? The NFT and crypto Web3 space was a completely 180 from where you were.
Correct. So when I lost my job, I actually went on a course. It's called the Crypto Content Creator Master Course by NAS.
Okay.
So we were 100 people. I actually just tried it out. You know, like when you're bored, you're like, let me try out some industry right here. And so I applied for that course. When I applied for that, I got in, luckily, and met this 100 amazing people all over the world in crypto space. To think, I do not know anything about it. What I know is that before that, my friend introduced me to Ethereum, and then I earned from it. And I was like, this is the pandemic, but I'm still earning during the pandemic. So when I'm into something, I actually literally dive into it right away. It's like I didn't waste any time. So when I had this course, they taught us about crypto, NFTs, and everything else. And they were like, everyone else was so into it. I was like, why am I here? You know, like when you think about it, like, why am I here? I'm a pilot and stuff. And so, good thing that I met all of these amazing people that introduced me to NFT. And it's not just about the NFT, it's about the cost behind the NFT. So NFT was just like a tool for me.
Yeah.
But the cause of it were like inspiration and having, you know, these pictures of pilot, all of these professions that I want to inspire other people. And it just started with that. And so I was like, okay, let's build this. For, you know, like when you build something, but you do not know what's in store for you, what I didn't know is that it started and sparked my journey to becoming doing Philippine Blockchain Week. And so it's just started with NFTs and being in that
Did you ever
course.
imagine yourself being a content creator?
No, never. I really actually hate
What did
social
your things,
media.
what your kids think about that when you started that?
Oh my God, it's so cringe. I really hate social media. I was on private until after college.
Okay.
Even when I was a flight attendant, I have a private Instagram.
Okay. No
I became a
hashtag
flighter.
travel life or
No. Because I want...
office with a view.
No. So I guess it's a way of God. Because I have this quote that I remember all the time. It's like, when you do not share, what you know or your talents or inspire others, it's like you're limiting yourself, limiting the lessons just to you, and it's selfish. So that actually started it. So it started when I was a flight attendant, and then I was like the face of the airline because I transitioned from flight attendant to pilot.
Yeah.
So I was like the face, and then I have all of these commercials and all of these things. And people were like messaging me privately, how to become a pilot, And it was like always answering, but I was like tired of it, answering all of these questions. I was like, why don't I make a video, But not to become a content creator. It's just like how to become a pilot, literally. And then the step-by-step guide, so that when they ask, I'm gonna send it to them.
Yeah.
And it just started with that. And then I didn't have a choice, because then they said, you know what? They got me to a commercial, all of this inspiring Filipinas, during Women's Month, they get me for these commercials. And I was like, why don't I start a channel, they said. And it started with that branding Filipina Pilot Chezka. Trust me, until now, I still get that cringe feeling when I type that Filipina Pilot Chezka, because I really don't like social media. But then it sparked that purpose in me to share what I know and the journey that I have been through, and it inspired people. And I feel like it's so amazing that people until now message me saying, you know what, I became a pilot and you were my inspiration back then, and now I'm a commercial pilot. Like literally thousands of messages saying that to me, and I still get goosebumps. Basically.
I know, it gives me goosebumps right now. Obviously, that journey hasn't been easy. Not just losing the job, transitioning into a new career, niche industry, but the journey of being in that industry itself, a new industry completely different from yours.
Definitely.
Clearly, it wasn't easy. What was probably by far the most challenging part of that?
Transitioning?
Yeah. I
guess people questioning what you know about that space. Initially, like, you're a pilot, you should just stay on your lane. I have been hearing all of this stuff. But I guess what's good about me is that I don't listen to other people. I just make sure that I know what my purpose is and what I really want to achieve. And before that, my goal was to, when I knew all the things that I knew now, my goal was to give jobs and opportunities to Filipinos and raise the flag of Filipinos in other countries, and just make Filipinos proud to say that we are talented. We're talented individuals. And I feel like because of that goal, when I started that, I never hear, and even if they say bad things about, or negative things, I don't care. I'm so used to it. Even back when I was a pilot, they were telling me, "Oh, you're a woman." So I'm used to it. I'm used to defying odds. I'm used to going into in a masculine world. I'm used to going into professions that are not for women, or professions that I'm not comfortable with. And I think that's where I grow. So
at the deepest moments of sometimes maybe the lack of hope that people get to, who served as your anchors to get you through these?
Oh my parents, my kids.
Your parents, by the way, I love your parents.
I know,
they're
they
so
love
funny.
it too.
Yeah.
I think my parents, because I really have a great support system. And I am so, so grateful until now that every single event that I am in, every single speech that I am in or talk, they're there with my kids. And they're the reason for everything that I'm doing. So
when you look back into the journey that you've been in, even at this moment, what would you say is the biggest highlight for you that has helped you become who you are right now?
Usually, people answer this with a success story, but I really don't like that. I want people to know that it's not easy. It's really not easy. I guess how I'm shaped right now is because I went from super high to negative, and then back at it, then negative, and then it's how you really get back up. I think if you give me something, right, if at this point I go back to zero or negative, I really don't care anymore. Like it just powers me through. Like before, if I'm in this position wherein I have all of these challenges, I'd probably be just crying, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do," etc. But now, like, bring it on, Oh, that? Okay, next. So it just made me stronger.
What then gave you, so now with the strength that you have, how did you then pivot into where you are now? And I think that leads to the question is like, who is Chezka Gonzales now?
I would like to say that I'm literally a different person from 5 years back. The moment I lost my job, I felt like I went into pruning, basically. Like everything was removed from my job, my career, my ex-husband, my family, and it's just my world started to crumble. And I felt like that was a starting point of everything. I'm now very close to God. Everything that I'm doing, every decision I'm making, literally I pray for it every single day. Like even just by talking to you, in my mind, it's like, just let me help say the right words. Like even these things, like all of my rituals, my mantra, like I think I removed everything negative in my life. And I had so much faith at this point that maybe if you know me 5 or 10 years before, I'm not literally the different version of me. And I feel like this is the best version of me because even if I felt so powerful in a sense that you feel powerful when you were stripped down with everything else. And that is the point wherein I feel like that's me now. I'm a different person, but in a good way.
Is this different person, the person I'm talking to right now, is this person the one that had the guts to put together the biggest blockchain conference in the Philippines? And what spurred that? It's one thing to create an NFT, it's one thing to be part of the community, but what spurred you saying like, you know what, I think I'm gonna put this conference together, even if I've never done anything like this?
Because I usually have this vision. I can call myself visionary. I usually have this vision that I put it into action right away. And this quote wherein they say, even if you like plan too much and then you don't execute it, you're the one who executes it and fails 3 times is much better than the one planning it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm on the other side wherein I execute, and if it fails, well then let's try again. So it started when the Women in Blockchain Asia, I'm part of Women in Blockchain Asia, by the way, it started when someone believed in me, that I can be in blockchain, that I don't even know about anything about blockchain. So when someone believed in me, we were talking to people all over the world, and I was like, why don't we launch Women in Blockchain Asia in the Philippines? And I was like, okay, maybe let's do like a Philippine Blockchain Week. I said, why don't we have a Philippine Blockchain Week? Well, in fact, Korea Blockchain Week has like 5 years in already, Paris, etc. And I was like, let's do it. And then I wrote down, okay, I have this plan, like, okay, let's start for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And they were like, but Chezka, this is too big. And I was like, no, I think this is just right. And then they said, maybe let's not do it with us because we feel like this is a smaller conference for us. And I was like, no, I'm based in the Philippines and I know what the Philippines is like. like you believe in your vision even if you don't know anything yet. And it was like, I pitched it to my now business partner, Donald,
Yeah.
which he's been doing it for years. And we just knew each other because we helped Siargao for a mission for Air Force. And, just knew each other. Like, just God brings you the right people at the right time always. When I pitched it to him, he was like, I'm studying blockchain as well. I was like, really? It's like, so I pitched it to him. It's like, let's do it. So imagine we did it in a bull market. Then in the middle of it, it became a bear market.
Yeah.
Just imagine. Like, so all the things that I've been through there, it's like literally trial and error. But the good thing is I already knew the right people around the world that made that dream a reality. And I just really, until now when you ask me, I really don't know how it happened. It's just that I put in this vision, talked to the right people, made it happen. And I guess because God really wants me to make it, to start it. And so maybe I'm just the fire. I won't say I'm the one responsible for it. It's just that I'm the fire. I'm the match to the fire. So just to start it. And now we're on our 4th year and I still can't believe it. That, okay, so we'll continue it. Okay, let's do it again. And so, yeah, it became a brand already. And I love making visions to a reality.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned creating Philippine Blockchain Week?
Biggest lesson, because there's a lot. I thought when they asked me, is flying a plane hard? It's harder to become an entrepreneur. That's the biggest lesson I've learned from Philippine Blockchain Week. It's like, you don't know anything. I never came from a corporate background. I don't know anything about companies, basically. I'm a pilot in business in general. The formal part of it, I can sell things, I can do sales, marketing and stuff. I can fly a plane, but I don't know anything about the company. And I think the biggest lesson is that you just need to start. You just need to start. You do not need to know how right away, but you just need to start. And so, because of that learning, I said, okay, you know what? Let's do it. So everything that I do in this space is literally doing it and then learning while doing it. So.
Yeah, Richard Branson was the one that famously talked about fake it until
you
you
make it.
And so many entrepreneurs have really used this war cry, so to speak, to be able to then start companies.
Yeah.
And obviously guys like Gary Vee,
Yeah.
he says just start it. And then you'll fail multiple times, but then the fact that you started, you'll learn from that.
Correct.
If you are going to go back to your younger self, and as you started this venture into the Web3 blockchain space, what would you tell your younger self to do differently for you to maybe have a different outcome?
Okay.
Or would you tell them to do something differently?
One thing that I usually apply in my life is that I do not regret anything. I do not regret anything at all. Like, even if it's a bad decision or a right decision, that was the right decision during that time. So I do not regret anything. But if I were to tell my younger self, is one, buy Bitcoin. That's the real thing. Buy Bitcoin.
I mean, I
like
hear
10
you,
years,
yeah.
15 years ago, girl, buy Bitcoin. If I can just tell her. That's one. Well, joking aside.
No, that's not a joke, because it's real.
That's a
'cause it
joke.
hit
That's a real
109
thing.
yesterday, so.
I know. That's the only thing that I regret. But aside from that, I think having the right people and not trusting too much. Because, like when you're a new business owner, an entrepreneur, a small, I hate to say that small or big, but it's like I'm starting and you don't know things yet. And you feel like, oh, this person might help you, this person can help you. So you just bring them all together, right? But then sometimes you don't know what these people really, think about, or what's their hidden agenda or whatsoever. And I feel like what I can tell my younger self is that, do not trust too much and learn on your own first, and not just trust too much. Because I feel like if I felt like I'm trying my best to say the right things and not say it in a bad way. But probably because trusting too much when you're young, like, oh, I'm the biggest, whatever. I'm the best of this, and sometimes you just believe it because that's what you hear, right? And you don't do research or stuff. So I think it's not just about what they say, especially in this space. It's not about what they say, but you also need to do your due diligence, your own your gut feel. You need to also understand your gut feel, because trust your instinct. Because if you trust your instinct as well, you will decide the right things and also pray. But then, not trust too much, trust your instinct. And I guess another is, do not start big. Do not start big. Because sometimes we feel like, no, I can do it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can, definitely. But start something small. In everything else you do, start something small. It's like, in the Filipinos, when the mom and dad tells you, like, do not count the chicks
before they're hatched.
Yeah. So I think I won't say it's a wrong decision, but then I think because I wanted it to be so big in a scale during the first one, in my mind, because that's a vision. Okay, let's do it. Yes, we did it. But there are, things that need some massaging, better decisions. We made wrong decisions because it was so fast. We probably, and you need to give time, because usually, like, we did it for 3 months. We only prepared for 3 months, and it's a very, very big event. And so I think we learned from that, So there's a lot of things that I really want to share more, but I think they're not in my head right now. But in business, you will just learn as you experience it. So.
We're gonna elevate and flip it slightly, and instead of what you would tell your younger self about business, what do you tell your kids about life?
Oh, what I tell them is that they should not listen to other people, what other people say.
Including yourself?
No. That's a good one. No, I mean, what other people say, especially if it's negative. That's the first one. Because especially when you're teens, right? Like, you succumb to peer pressure. You have this belief that I need to be good at this, I need to be good at that. You need to prove it to your parents. And I always tell them, you know what? Do it at your own pace. Do what you really want to do. I never tell them, like, you know what, become a pilot, become a lawyer, And the more you do not tell them what to do, and just let them be themselves, they actually have good dreams, and they share it to me, like, and I always tell them, just be a good person. Even if you want to give revenge, to be a bad person sometimes, that. But just pray for them. Pray for people who do bad things to you. So.
So basically, just bringing that into a positive, and allowing for the moment, even as challenging as it is,
correct,
to still come out a positive.
And show them that sometimes even if you don't tell them, but you show them how strong you are, they become strong too. So and if I'm sad, for example, they don't, you don't need to tell them that you're sad. They know, or you're going through something. So it's better to talk to them like an adult.
Yeah.
I do that to them. That's why when I talk to them, they're like my friends. So, like my best friends. So, which is a good thing.
Do you find that sometimes can be challenging as it relates to the respect of the kids having to you if you try to be too close to them?
That's true. That's what I'm telling other people, is that sometimes I tell my kids, hey, sometimes you forget, we're too close, I'm your mom. Because I'm a cool mom, basically.
Yeah.
I'm telling that to the world because I'm really a cool mom. So I tell them, you know what, sometimes I'm a mama. I'm a mom, not your best friend. But it's also a good thing because, they're not afraid to tell you all the things that they're going through. even if it's a bad thing or a good thing. So I keep a thin line between being a mom and being their best friend. So
Speaking of which, there's probably some parents that are listening here right now or watching this. What would be the best piece of advice you'd give parents who maybe have gone through multiple transitions like yourself, losing a job, getting divorced, having to now take care of your kids on your own, but then still manage to find success and even transition to moving to Dubai and cornering a whole different niche and industry? What's the big pieces of advice that we'd give parents who are going through a similar journey as you?
sometimes you feel like you're being selfish for thinking of yourself, but actually it's the opposite. When you think about yourself and you love yourself and you do it for yourself, it will show to your kids. They will know that you're doing it for them. So for example, when I moved here, I tried explaining it to them, and then not just explain, I brought them here for them to see what I am doing in Dubai. And they were like, before in their heads, like, why are you moving, you know? And you're not with us.
Yeah.
But then when they saw what I'm doing, maybe they saw the vision that I was doing. And they were like, they're very supportive now. And I feel like sometimes you think that you're doing your kids a favor just by staying with them and not pursuing another career or a career when you're older, or when you're already in your 40s, or when you're transitioning. But sometimes the transition is actually a very good thing for your kids, because then they would be more independent. They would actually be inspired by what you're doing. And if in the future you're old, you won't tell yourself like, I should have done this, because of my kids, I wasn't able to do this. And you don't want that, right? So you want it to be as selfish as possible, but in a very good way. You need to love yourself. You need to think of yourself first before you can pour love to other people. And I think that's the most important thing that I need to learn moving here.
I mean, that's a great point. What are the biggest, I guess, self-care techniques or self-love techniques that you do for yourself to remain grounded despite the challenges of being here, despite being away from your family? What are the things that you do on a daily basis that maybe some people can learn from you as you've gone through multiple transitions in your life?
I've learned to do my self-care in the morning, which I usually don't do before. Because I feel like, I need to rush here, I need to rush there. But the slower I do my mornings, the slower I do my routines and give myself time in the morning, that's when I actually did better in my life. So I give myself a morning routine, meaning like doing my grateful notes, doing meditation, prayers, and just I have this 2-minute thing wherein usually you do grateful notes, right?
Yep.
But I do forgiving myself and forgiving other people, like a 2-minute thing. And I'm asking for forgiveness for the things that I have done directly or indirectly, or for hurting people.
Okay.
Which I did not do before. And I feel like it's also a healing, probably I'm on my healing journey, that's why. But the morning routine is very important because it sets your mood, it sets your tone in the day. And the grateful notes that I do is that I usually thank the universe for the day before, thank them as if it already happened today, like this, I already envisioned this, and the future, for the future. So, and saying it in a past tense. So basically everything that I want to manifest, imagine you're inspired in the morning instead of like, and I don't check my phone anymore. That was me first, like my phone in the morning, I don't check it in the morning. And I feel like it changed my life completely just by doing this and not rushing things. Rushing right away in the morning. And I feel like just setting that tone in the morning is good. And I have this mantra that I do not cancel meetings.
Okay.
I let them cancel. You know why?
Let them cancel. Okay. Why?
Because I feel like, because I usually have this prayer that I want to meet the right people at the right time, at the right place, with the right energy. And if I feel like they so if it's already set and they don't cancel, and they cancel, I feel like their energy is not for that day probably. So it's like more of like I'm letting the universe and God decide for me instead of me deciding for myself. So there are like small things, but more on the positive things every day, and just saying good things to yourself, and waiting for good outcome. And if ever things that don't go your way, it's like maybe not for me. So
The forgiveness thing is an interesting one.
Yes.
I don't think I've heard that said many times. Obviously, gratitude is how
Normal,
I live.
yeah.
It's my expertise. It's what I study. But the forgiveness part is definitely something newer for me. Where did that come from?
So I usually read the Bible now.
Okay.
So it's and I heard it from one of the church that I went to, and they said that, you know, you do not know if you're hurting someone unintentionally
Every day.
every day.
Okay,
Right?
interesting.
For example, here,
Yeah.
and then probably you stepped on someone and then they felt really bad during that time or whatever, right? So small or big, but you do not know if you have hurt someone every single day, may it in words, may it in action or whatever. So you need to say sorry for this, for the things that you have done, and you need to forgive yourself also. Because I think gratitude is important, but also forgiving yourself. Because sometimes when you decide or make the wrong decisions, you feel like you made the wrong decision sometimes, and then you can't forgive yourself for that. But then you need to. You need to forgive yourself every single day, saying, in the mirror, I tell myself, I'm really sorry, Chezka, for, I forgive you. I forgive you for all the wrong decisions that you have done, for, the things that you have done today or before, when you can't forgive yourself. And I think it's part of healing. Also, the asking for forgiveness, you forgiving yourself, and you forgiving others for doing bad things to you. So I do that every day.
Your journey has been quite a fascinating one. From adding forgiveness to your daily life, to the beginnings of the valley that you had to go through, not even by your own choice, but rather from somebody else creating that valley for you. In this new world that you're in right now, this new phase that you're in right now, being here in Dubai and being in another completely different industry, what sparked you to not just say yes to this opportunity of doing something completely different, but also saying yes to moving to a completely different country?
I've been traveling the world, but never felt anything like this in another country. Meaning, when I'm in another country, my dream, I can become a pilot, I can become this. But in Dubai, I feel like I can become an astronaut. Like that feeling, like it just elevates. I don't understand why it elevates my dreams to the maximum level. I believe maybe because you're surrounded by people as well, surrounded by bright minds, and I just love the energy here. So just saying yes to completely a new life. Actually, it took me almost 4 years to make sure that I really want this. It started because I wanted to become a pilot at an airline here in UAE. And I was like, maybe I'm just dreaming about it. Do I even like UAE? So that's the reason I went here. And like when you're dreaming of something, like when you want a car, you test drive it, right? And I do that to my dreams as well. So I test drive all of my dreams, and for my new ventures, it actually just went smoothly. So I believe that it's really for me. I'm not a fan of cars. I'm not a fan of cars, just like I hate social media. I'm not a fan of cars. I'm not into fashion, but then I'm now into this world, and I introduced, my business partners now. I introduced them to each other, like the concept, and next thing I know, in like less than 2 months, we already have an investor's visa. It's just literally so smooth that I know that it is meant for me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna embrace it. I'm just gonna make sure that even if I don't know this industry, I have done it so many times in whatever industry I'm in, that I do not know about it. And then, like, you can learn anything. I have this one flight wherein I told the pilot, like, you weren't born, because they were like doubting themselves, and I was like, well, I am too, we both do. It's not easy to fly a plane. But then when I told him, you can learn anything. You were not born to fly. You're not born knowing how to fly an Airbus. Hello, you can like literally learn anything. So because of that mantra in my head, is like, if you put me in a car business or in a fashion business that I do not know of, as long as I know my skills, as long as I know who I am, as long as I know what my capabilities are, I can learn that and I can be good at it. So in whatever industry, just give me any industry that I like, and I'm gonna thrive there, because you can learn anything, literally.
The beautiful thing about that statement reminds me of what Stephen Bartlett was talking about, where rather than doubling down on
Correct.
something you already know, try something that you actually don't know and get
Correct.
better at it.
That's
Because then
true.
you end up skill stacking. You're
Yes.
allowing yourself to be then more multifaceted,
Yes.
even if it's an industry that you're not going to find yourself in completely forever. But that skill sets you apart from the people that just double down and triple down on the same thing over and over again.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's a perfect example for you
Super.
being here.
Super. When he said that, literally had goosebumps. I was like, got it. That's what I have in my head. It's like, just stack all the skills.
Just that, I mean, but still, being
Yeah.
in the auto artistry industry is completely different.
Yeah.
And it's obviously the next step for you, but I'm sure there's still dreams that you have
Oh,
that you want.
definitely.
What is right now, at this moment, maybe, besides what you're currently doing, what still remains to be your biggest dream?
Well, I have a lot of dreams, but biggest dream, I still want to fly, but as a pilot, but for a royal family, probably on a private jet. I want to be a skydiving. I want to have a skydiving pilot license. I want to do skydiving. I want to give scholarships, pilot scholarships to people, and just in general, my dream is to be a blessing to others, because I already know my purpose. My purpose is to literally give jobs and opportunities to other people, or just connect people to each other so that they will all thrive. And sometimes I have this, I think that's the other part. But on the other part as well, the more that I'm here, the more that my dreams become chiller and lesser, in a sense that, the small things, when I'm sometimes in a very crowded area and I sit down and I was like, Lord, just let these people have good jobs, wherein, you pray for other people. And I feel like that is my purpose, and my dream is to just help as many individuals as I can to reach their dreams in whatever way that is. So, as cliche or as cheesy as it may sound, I really am genuinely having this dream for other people instead of myself. The things that I'm telling you is, I feel like I wanna raise the flag. For example, being a pilot here in UAE, it's like I wanna raise the flag of the Filipinos to be in a royal, in a royal family. But it's really more of not for me. It's for other people. And I think that's a difference between myself now and before. It's like when you're younger,
When you're
right?
younger, yeah.
You do all of these things
For
because of
ego, it's for you.
whatever, yeah. But I guess when you become older, it's like different. You do it for other people so that you serve other people. And I'm in that point in time now. And that's my dream.
Who do you believe that you serve the most?
Well, God, definitely. But I believe I'm serving the people around me, in a sense that I'm inspiring these people and helping them to be an inspiration to more people. So I feel like my circle at this point, I'm serving them directly to multiply.
Ripple effect.
To ripple effect, yeah.
Speaking of ripple effects, we'd like to end the show with something that ripples in multiple places, which is gratitude. And so I like to ask a question that relates to writing a gratitude letter. The gratitude letter has been seen in science, in the world of positive psychology, as one of the most potent techniques for our overall well-being, where if you write this gratitude letter, particularly by hand, and give it to somebody who maybe you're at fault with, maybe you haven't spoken to in a long time, or maybe you just haven't said thank you for an act that they've done. And writing this letter enhances both psychological and sociological aspect of your well-being and makes you feel this joy, this gratitude, this feeling that you have really for 3 to 4 weeks. And so the question I have for you is, if you were going to write a gratitude letter to somebody, preferably alive, who would that person be and why? And I'd like you to have that say it on the camera as you do that.
Can it be 2 people?
Sure, of course.
Okay. Collectively, it's gonna be my mom and my dad and my kids, but more specifically, my mom and dad. Oh my God, I don't want to cry for the past few. But I feel like I have the best support system. I want to super duper thank them for just believing in me, even though I do not believe in myself. And I feel like if I don't have that support system, I won't be where I am today. And I want to be like that to my kids. And I want to thank them because I am like that to my kids.
I got you.
Okay. So I have this everyday gratitude that I thank God that they're still alive and healthy, because I do not know what I'm going to do without them. And I feel so much gratitude knowing that, especially when I hear stories of other parents, or abusive parents, or, people that do not even love their parents. And I was like, I'm so grateful that I have an amazing, amazing parents who support me literally in everything that I do, in every speaking engagement, in every event that I am in, they're there. In every TV show, sharing and all of this stuff, giving out my magazines, literally my number 1 fan. And if your parents or someone is already your number 1 fan, you do not need anybody else anymore. Even if there's negative things, and they always tell me to believe in myself and just be a good person, and everything will come back to you tenfolds in a good way. And I just want to thank them every single day of my life for just being very, very, very supportive. And in turn, I know that because I am a good person because of them, that's already so much to be grateful for.
You said 2. You said there's another one?
My mom and dad.
Oh, mom and dad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you were going to be like, okay, your mom and dad, and then
my
someone
kids.
else.
But then I said collectively.
Maybe do you have something to say to your kids as related to gratitude as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so grateful for my kids for having to endure all the hours that I have when I'm building my career, and just them being supportive, even not by talking, just being come with me to this place, and just being there, and being cute, being my squishy pillow hug, my squishy little kids. I don't want to cry. Because they've been through a lot. And they've been strong for me when I'm not, and vice versa. And I just want to thank them because they're so mature enough to the point that sometimes they're not feeling that they're kids anymore, because they have been so mature through all the hardships and the challenges that we've been through. that they did not enjoy too much of being kids and becoming early adults, I must say. And I'm grateful for them, and grateful that they have this willpower. I don't need to teach them in school. They can do it on their own. They just give me this freedom that they're telling me, we can do it. We can do it. Just go on with your life. Do what thrive. That's the exact words that my kids told me. Go, mom, go thrive in Dubai. And just that gives me that secure feeling that even if I'm anywhere in the world, I can leave them. They're gonna be good people, and that they're strong, just like their mom. So,
just like their mom.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
yeah,
both your parents and
Yeah.
your kids look up to you
Yep.
in every possible way, knowing that you are thriving.
Yeah.
Speaking of thriving, where can people find your thriving journey at the moment?
Okay, I think I'll be back to my social media because I don't want to be selfish, and I want to share my journey. Follow me on all my social media channels, Filipina Pilot Chezka. And yeah.
That's a F with Filipino and Z with Z.
With
or
Z, yeah. Filipina Pilot Chezka. Like and subscribe.
Is that on YouTube and on
And
Instagram?
all social media
On
platforms.
All social media. Well, thank you very much, Chezka, for being here and sharing your journey
Thank you.
from the sky to the desert and everywhere else in between. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Erwin. I love you so much. You're the best.
Oh, love you too. Love you too. That was Filipino pilot Chezka here on Welcome to the Now. From the journey to the sky, to the journey to the desert, and the journey into the interiors of your cars coming into the future. Very grateful for the opportunity to share her journey and her gratitude, not just to her family, her kids, her parents, but also for the journey itself. Sharing her techniques, her tools to get through anything, and proving that despite all these challenges, a mom, an entrepreneur, a blockchain queen that may not have known who she was, truly now is. Thank you again for being on Welcome to the Now. I'm your host, Erwin Benedict Valencia. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Stay grateful.